Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here today. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. There is a Q&A feature on the bottom of your screen, which you can use to interact with our presenters at any time. So any questions you have, please put those in the Q&A. If you do have a question for a specific college, be sure to name that college in the question as well. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is also just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional ones as well. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available at the same site where you registered within about a week. Now, without further ado, I'll turn it over to our first institution, which is Full Sail University.
Hi, thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Victoria. Like she said, I'm from Full Sail University. We are located in Winter Park, Florida. I know that we have a limited amount of time today, so we put together this video just to give you a flyover of what to expect from Full Sail. So I'm going to take a moment to go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, we're located in Winter Park, Florida. Because of that, we are a great college town. We're only about 30 minutes away from those big areas like Universal and Disney. The nice thing about that is that it doesn't matter where you come from. There's always something to do. We are also neighbors with UCF as well as Rollins, so there's a great community in the process of being built. My video doesn't seem to be working right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just talk through it. We are a fast-paced school. We have our curriculum built in half the time of a traditional university. So we have instead of 4 years for your bachelor's, 2 years, and then instead of 2 years for your master's, 1 year. So it's a very quick pace. We also have a locked-in tuition. So what that means is that whenever you start your program and the price point that you see for your tuition, that's going to be your price point for the entirety of your program. It will not fluctuate. A nice thing about the tuition as well is traditional universities tend to cost extra for things like textbooks and materials. Not the case for Full Sail. We have something called Project Launchbox, which looks different for each of our degrees, but it's a laptop with all of the software, all of the downloaded textbooks, any additional tools that you need. And it's right there at your fingertips. It's also something you get to keep after graduation. So it's a great starter kit for your career. We also have a rolling enrollment. So it doesn't matter when you're ready to start. We are ready to be here for you. We have students starting every single month, and we have students graduating every single month. Because of that, it's a great benefit to students because they're not competing for jobs in a large graduating class. It's a slow trickle, which is very helpful. Another great thing is our career development. So all of our instructors have to have industry experience. A great example of this is our film teacher. One of the projects that they've worked on is Pirates of the Caribbean. He's worked on all of those films. So we always encourage our students to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in that. And you never know who you're speaking to might have a connection. We also, of course, help out with things like resumes, networking events, and interview skills as well. And then another awesome thing is that Full Sail is all about the entertainment industry. In fact, we focus on entertainment, media, arts, and technology. Because of that, our schedules mirror that of real jobs. So we are a 24/7 campus. Once you sign up for a program, we'll example, say music. If Beyonce calls you at 2 in the morning, you're not going to tell her to wait for business hours. So the same thing applies to your Full Sail schedule. You're going to sign up for a degree and all of your classes are going to be predetermined for your course. And then from month to month, they're going to vary. So you could have class on Monday, on Sunday, on Friday at 5 in the afternoon, on Tuesday at 2 in the morning. You're going to be prepared for what the industry has to put forward. Now, one question that a lot of people ask is, what if I'm interested in multiple degrees? Because we are such a fast-paced curriculum, we do not encourage students to study more than one degree at a time. You are more than welcome to study one degree after the other. So like we said, we are half the time. So you could complete 2 degrees in the same time that you would complete 1 degree at a traditional university. But we also have a lot of really cool clubs. So Airsoft Club, Cosplay Club, we have creative writing, we have film, we have music, we have coding. One club that has definitely expanded since its origin is our esports team. Their name is Armada, and we have built a esports arena on campus. It's actually the largest esports arena in the US for a collegiate campus, so we're very excited about it. We also have an amazing alumni system. We call them our Hall of Fame grads because they have done some incredible things. They've worked with people like Beyonce. They've worked on projects that are up and coming, like Avengers. So it's really cool to see what they do, but also really cool to see what they give back. A lot of them come back to current students and act as mentors, which is pretty cool. Another great thing about Full Sail is that you can always audit classes. So after your graduation, you can come back. Let's say something in the coding world has changed. You can go out, start your career, come back and say, hey, I want to relearn this new thing that's happening. And you can come back and do that, no problem. Let's see. Another great thing is because we do want you to feel like you're coming to work rather than coming to school, we don't have dorms on campus, but there is an amazing housing system that can help you find roommates with other Full Sail students that are interested, start that conversation. We also have a lot of housing in the area within walking distance, so that's really beneficial as well. So far we have talked about our curriculum being fast-paced. We've talked about the general overview of what kind of programs we study. We've talked about our tuition. We've talked about, scholarships. Scholarships are always changing. So I always recommend that students check us out on our website. That's going to be fullsail.edu. All of the information I've discussed today, it goes into greater depth, but also it is a wonderful way for you guys to see what's going on and what's available to you. I know that I'm getting my cutoff time, so I hope you guys learned a little bit about Full Sail. I'm so sorry for my technical issues, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for giving us that presentation. Up next, we have the University of Maine.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Brittany Hopkins. I'm the counselor with the University of Maine in Orono. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get this presentation started. All right, so like I said, I am with the University of Maine. We're up in Orono, Maine. If any of you have ever made the trek to Maine or are familiar at all, we are pretty much right in the middle of the state. We're in a really great location. We're only about 2 hours north of Portland or Freeport, if anyone has ever been there. Only about an hour away from us to the east is Acadia National Park. The beach and the ocean is absolutely beautiful. We have Canada a few hours to our north, and we have beautiful ski resorts and mountains to our west. So in a really good location. As you can see from my pictures here, we do get a beautiful spring, summer season that we're just approaching. And certainly for any snow lovers, we get a lot of snow here as well. At the University of Maine, we are the flagship institution of the state, which, comparable to something like Rutgers for you guys in New Jersey, or like UConn, Penn State, things of that sort. We're a good medium size with about 9,000 undergrad students total. We're the only Division I athletics program in our state, which we're very proud of. We also are a premier research institution here in Maine. So anyone looking to get involved in any sort of research or really any sort of hands-on experience in their major or department, this is a really great place to do that. And you can get involved in that from your first semester on campus. We're a really big but small school and a really small big school. So it allows students to get those larger state school experiences and opportunities, but at a much smaller scale than you would have at a typical Division I type of school. So we're pretty unique here. And as I said, we're in Orono, which is kind of a small quintessential college town here. All right. So as I said, we're at about 9,000 undergrad students, and we do have a graduate program as well. So for any of you that are looking ahead, perhaps, to getting a master's degree or beyond, know that we do have those, as well as some like 4+1 programs and different combinations so that you can get an undergraduate degree and also get ahead on your master's or beyond there as well. As far as what you can study at the University of Maine, we have almost 100 academic programs. Those span about 5 colleges. That's how we organize them and try to make sense of them all. So that's what you're seeing on your screen here. So as you can see, we have all of our colleges listed. We have education and human development, which of course is where our great education majors are housed, as well as things like kinesiology, athletic training. Anyone who's looking into like physical therapy, occupational therapy, those are great majors to look into as well. We have engineering and lots of options there, as you can see. We also have engineering technology majors, which is a bit different, but still a great option for anyone interested in engineering, as well as our full College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, our Maine Business School, which of course houses all of our business majors, and finally our College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture. So as you can tell here, lots to choose from. Certainly, if anyone has specific questions about any majors listed or anything you're interested in, I'm happy to talk about that in the chat. We're in a Q&A here at the rest of our session. Our class sizes are nice and small when you're in your major and specific courses, with a student to faculty ratio of only 16:1. So again, nice opportunities to get involved in that hands-on experience in your major, as well as have that nice one-on-one personal connection with your faculty and professors here on campus. We do have an honors college at UMaine, which we're very proud of. So any student in any of those academic programs has the opportunity to join the honors college if they would like. It is a review process. So the honors college will look at our pool of admitted students that the admissions office admits here, and then they will pull kind of the top students from that pool and send invitations. However, if you do not receive an invitation from the Honors College, they welcome students to reach out to them for individual review. So certainly a great option for anyone looking for even smaller class sizes, developing a thesis in their senior year, and having really intensive personal discussion-based courses. That's something that our Honors College is very proud of. As far as student life goes, we have over 200 clubs and organizations here on campus. As I said, we're the only Division I program in the state of Maine, so that's certainly something we're proud of, and lots of athletic opportunities here from Division I all the way to the club level. However, if you want to join the robotics club, or if you want to join the knitting club or the competitive women's and men's lumberjack team, we offer a wide range there. We also have Greek life on campus, student government. So the options as far as getting involved and getting out of your dorm room to meet other people are quite endless. We even have a Maine Bound Center right on campus where you can rock climb on their wall. They host different trips all around the state of Maine. So any of our outdoorsy people, we were rated the #1 outdoorsy school in the Northeast. So very proud of that. Really good place for anyone that loves the outdoors or just likes to look at it. And we do have a good mix of performing arts and just art spaces on campus as well for any of our students that are inclined in theater, music, or just the arts in general. As far as next steps go, for any of our seniors here, we do have May 1st approaching rapidly. So just keep that date in mind. That's when you want to make your decisions on whether or not you will be attending the University of Maine. Of course, we hope you'll join us here. For any students that are still early in the process, haven't even applied yet, still looking at schools, know that these are the dates on the screen that you should keep in mind. We are early action here, which is not early decision. It is flexible. That's December 1st, as you can see. However, we do have enrolling admissions after that date. So certainly able to apply after that. Just know that early action December 1st date gives you the top priority for admission to your major, merit scholarships, and things of that sort. We're a completely free application, so no need to have that be a barrier for you. And we do automatically consider you for merit scholarship at the time of admission. So with that, I think my time is pretty much up. But like I said, I'm happy to chat with you in the chat or the Q&A function. And I will be putting my personal phone number here at the university and my email address for any of you that want to get in touch. So with that, thank you so much. And I will pass it off to my colleagues here.
Thank you so much for that presentation. As a reminder to our participants, if you do have questions for any of the colleges that you're seeing today, definitely don't hesitate to drop those into the Q&A. Up next, we have Christopher, Newport University.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you to my colleagues have already gone. I am going to go ahead and share my PowerPoint so we can get that up and running for you. So my name is Sasha Keurig. I'm one of the assistant directors here at Christopher Newport, and I'm responsible for all of the recruiting up in New Jersey. So should you choose to apply or have applied, I'm the person working with your application. So to give you some of the basic facts and figures about us at Christopher Newport, we are one of the public liberal arts and sciences universities here in Newport News, Virginia. That is in the southern coastal portion of the state, in between Colonial Williamsburg and Virginia Beach, about 2 to 2.5 hours south of Washington, D.C., depending on the traffic. We have about 5,000 students on our beautiful residential campus. That includes our graduate population, which is only about 200 students. So the vast majority of our resources and experience are based around that undergraduate population here on our campus. Jumping right into academics and what it is that we can offer to you, we have about 90 different programs for you to choose from across our 3 colleges and 1 professional school. It's very common for students to have double majors, double minors. There's a lot of flexibility in the curriculum on purpose. As a liberal arts and sciences university, what that means to us is that we want to make sure that when you graduate, you're not only an expert in your chosen major, but you're able to speak knowledgeably about a wide range of topics, and you leave us with a broad set of skills that you understand how to apply in your chosen career field and beyond. In order to help you do that, we do have a core curriculum that you follow here. Does not mean that there are specific classes that you have to take, but there are more certain general requirements to, again, help you build those foundational skills early on, and then additional classes later in your major to show you exactly how to apply them. All of our students technically come in undeclared, so there's no need to know exactly what you want to study right now. If you do, that's fantastic, you're ahead of the game, but in your sophomore year, second semester, that's when all of our students officially declare their major. Throughout their time with us, all students, though, will have an academic advisor every step of the way. For your first 2 years, you'll have a core advisor who's an upper-level faculty member trained to help you not only transition into the collegiate academic environment, but be able to talk to you about your interests, your goals, and what programs on our campus will best suit that. Once you've officially declared that major, you're then assigned an advisor within that specific program, someone who can help you with more of those nitty-gritties and getting ready for life after college and helping you to find jobs and internships. Across the board, our classes are pretty small here at CNU, with 60% of them have 19 or fewer students. On the flip side of that, only 3% of our classes have more than 50 students, and our largest classroom holds 100 seats. So no massive classes here, no massive lecture halls. Most are going to be in that 20 to 30 amount, and a lot of them even smaller than that. Thinking about life outside of the classroom, though, as a residential campus, we want to make sure you're enjoying your time here. Being residential means that the vast majority of our students do live on campus, about 90%. It's required for your first 3 years, so freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and about half of our seniors will choose to stay on campus. Freshmen and sophomores all live in suite-style housing, so the 2 bedrooms connected by a shared bathroom, no hall bathrooms or communal bathrooms here, and upperclassmen typically live in apartment-style housing, can be anywhere from 2 to 6 bedrooms, each one with a private bedroom and private bathroom, full kitchen, washer and dryer in the unit. They are incredibly nice. But as nice as these rooms are, we want our students to get involved, and we have an incredibly active campus. We have over 200 clubs and organizations, which is a huge amount for a small school like us, and new ones being added every year. So tons of ways for you to get involved, make some friends, and pursue those things you're passionate about outside of the classroom, or find ways to really enhance your education. Finding ways to do that are an important part of the CNU experience, and most of our students will take advantage of things like undergraduate research, internships, study abroad, or service during their time with us. Because we have so few graduate students on our campus, there are plenty of opportunities to get involved in research or local internships from your first day. Now, the most important thing to know about Christopher Newport is that we really want to make sure that you're able to, as we say, lead a life of significance. And what that means is that we want you to see your education as a stepping stool that's going to allow you to give back to your community and make a positive impact in some way. While service isn't a requirement on our campus, it's really part of the culture and the DNA, and every academic program and club and organization has either local organizations they volunteer with or national philanthropies they work through. So if giving back to the community is something that's important to you, you'll definitely find that here at CNU. And finally, there's a strong sense of community on our campus. We like to joke that we're a community of door holders because we look out for one another, do everything we can to go out of our way to help our peers, whether that be setting up tutoring sessions together, making introductions to help find an internship, or simply holding the door open for someone on campus. You know you're always supported while you're on our campus here. Last thing I want to give you some information about is the application process. I know there's a lot of information here. Just remember, if you're a sophomore or a junior, all of this information is available on our website for you to reference later on. The most important things to know about our application process is that we encourage our students to apply early. We offer both early decision and early action, and by being in one of those two, you're given priority consideration and admission as well as scholarships. We're a test optional institution and have been for over 10 years, so that is nothing new for us. But one of the most important things in the application process are interviews. We want you to come in, get to know us, spend some time talking one-on-one with a member of the admission committee, and just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Interviews are available on campus as well as virtually, and they're required for scholarships. We offer scholarships through specific academic programs, an honors program, and a leadership development program. Those are our main two sources of scholarships, and you do have to apply into those. But we also have a couple of other specialized scholarships based on academic programs, things like computer science, performing arts, and a few others. The last thing I'll just share with you is my contact information. I look forward to answering any questions that you may have. We encourage you to connect with us online, but we'd also encourage you to come visit. We are open for campus tours, one family per tour guide, so very safe, but we'd love for you to get a chance to see our campus. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to my colleague, I believe from Clarkson, to take over next. And thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you very much. And as she mentioned, yes, Clarkson University is up next.
Great, thank you so much. And hopefully everybody is able to see my screen here. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me today. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Very excited to announce that we are probably going to be in the 50s this week up here in upstate New York, which is always very exciting. Spring is certainly coming. So my name is Paige. I am the New Jersey admissions counselor here at Clarkson. As my previous colleague from Christopher Newport mentioned, that means that I would be your main contact, not only for the application process, but really all things Clarkson. We are a smaller university, about 3,200 students altogether. So we are really great at personalizing your experience for all 4 years here. So I stay with students all the way through your college search process, through financial aid, and really getting you onto our campus, and even for the first few weeks on campus. So here is my contact information that I will share at the end as well in the chat. So a little bit about who we are. One of my absolute favorite pictures of campus, my favorite season here is fall, absolutely gorgeous, but we are able to have visitors on campus year round at this time, which is excellent. So really hope we're able to see you on campus or on one of our virtual tours. Again, we are a smaller university, very STEM heavy, but not STEM specific or STEM unique. So we have about 30 different majors on our campus. That includes pre-professional programs that you can add onto your majors, minors and concentrations all available as well, and 5 tracks that we will get into shortly too. One great thing about us is we are, where I like to say, in the best of both worlds. So we are about an hour and a half from Lake Placid. We have a lot of skiers that come to our campus, a lot of students that are really interested in the outdoors. So that's a really great draw for our students. And then we are about an hour and a half to 2 hours from Ottawa and Montreal. Hockey is huge on our campus. Actually, the students you're seeing in this picture are part of our pep band, another huge club for us. And so we get a lot of students that do like to go over to Ottawa and Montreal when they're able to and go see the NHL teams there. Very big for us is that all of our students before they graduate are required to complete some type of professional experience. So that typically looks like an internship, co-op, or research opportunity, but there are a lot of other opportunities that fall outside of that that we'll get to in just a moment as well. Really a college town feel to the area. We are actually one of 4 colleges in the area, and we are part of a partnership called the Associated Colleges. So if you ever want to take a music course, for example, at the Crane School of Music right down the road from us, or if you ever want to take more of a liberal arts focus or a music course, foreign language course, you can do that at one of the surrounding universities, and it's covered under your tuition as well. A big thing for us is study abroad. We do have over 50 study abroad options in 29 different countries at this time, and that is also built into all of our business programs as well. So that's a bit of a requirement if you go into the School of Business. Lastly, we are at 97% placement, which is really a testament to our students, the work that they do here and the professional experiences that they're a part of. Again, 200 clubs and organizations. The last time I checked, I think we're at 220 now. So my big joke is that we are definitely big in terms of our experiences, even for being a smaller university. And again, the big club here, the ski club for sure, as well as the outing club. So again, our students really love to take advantage of where we're located. So for application requirements, for the big thing that I will point out here is our SATs and our ACTs. We actually went test optional for the first time last year. We are keeping that for fall 2021 and fall 2022 applicants at this time. One thing I will say is having that be our first year this past year, we have not seen any negative impact on that in terms of your application or in terms of financial aid and merit scholarships. I know that's a big concern that I've heard from a lot of students. So really taking that out of the equation, we're able to, as always, read applications holistically. We do put a lot more of our effort into reading your letters of recommendation, your high school transcript, seeing the level of courses that you're taking, but also really big to us are leadership and community service roles. So that's something that I highly recommend that you include in your application. It is free to apply to Clarkson through the Common App or the Clarkson app. And very briefly going over all of our majors, you will see the list here of the School of Engineering, which is about 60% of our students. It's a big draw for students coming into Clarkson. So you'll see a full list here of our majors. The ones that I will point out, as I mentioned earlier, are in bold. So we do have 5 different tracks. So don't feel that you have to know exactly what major it is that you want to come into at Clarkson. We do have one that's University Studies, where you can really explore all of your options. But as you're seeing here within the School of Engineering, there's also an engineering studies track. School of Business, you're also seeing a business studies track, and that's really to make sure that you are able to work more closely with an advisor to make sure that they discover what it is that you really want to get into and where it is you want to go. Within our School of Business, again, it is required as it is with all majors to complete some type of professional experience, including an internship, co-op, or research, but also that study abroad program. So I do want to reiterate that there. Within the School of Arts and Sciences, you're seeing the remainder of our tracks, as well as some of our additional majors, including liberal studies, science studies, and university studies. A big exciting announcement for us is that we just were able to provide direct entry for our physical therapy, occupational therapy, and physician's assistant programs. So if you are interested in any of those opportunities and want to learn more about how that direct entry works and how we're able to provide additional scholarships to make that dream a reality for you to go on to those graduate programs, again, I will include my email and contact information at the end. So coming in with those pre-professional programs really helps to prepare you to go into those graduate programs as well. Just a couple more minutes here on my end. So just very quickly want to highlight our last of our schools, which is the Institute for a Sustainable Environment, which includes 3 majors, 9 total areas of study. Again, a big thing for us, it's all about the experience. And so our students are able to also incorporate a lot of things outside the traditional internship and co-op. A big thing that I do highlight for our students is the Adirondack semester. You actually stay on campus in Saranac Lake at Paul Smith's College, if you're familiar with that. And you are doing a full immersion into the Adirondack. So a lot of pictures here are representing what our students do as part of their research for the Adirondack semester. Lots of learning and service trips available as well. One that I always like to mention is our partnership with the University in Uganda, where we're able to assist them and also our own carbon emissions. We're known as one of the nation's greenest universities. So a big focus for us and our college president as well. And one one final thing to mention is outside of the classroom, a big thing for us, as I mentioned earlier, is our entrepreneurship and our business studies. And so that's a big thing that makes Clarkson great. We're really able, through our Clarkson Ignite Center, to launch a lot of startup businesses. 1 in 5 of our students is coming out in either a senior management role or, again, starting up their own company. And the work they do there is work that they had started at Clarkson. So actually, the picture on the left is one of the founders of Tech Apparel. You may have heard of that company. So that was started right here at Clarkson, and they utilize services from our Ignite Center, as well as what we call the Cube in our Shipley Center for Innovation. So a lot of funding and resources for students to launch their business right here at Clarkson. So with that being said, that actually ends my presentation, and I will again add my information in the contact below. And thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much. As a final reminder, if you do have questions, definitely don't hesitate to use that Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. Up next, Clemson University.
All right, go Tigers. Welcome everybody. You know the drill by now, so give me just a hot second. Hopefully we're in business now. So my name is Evan McDowell. I am one of the freshman admissions counselors here at Clemson. I review applications for the state of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. So hence the reason I'm on your screen. Also a proud graduate. I finished up about 2 years ago, been working here since, so I like the place all right. But we'll roll through just a little bit of information. If you have any questions about any of it at any point, feel free to hit me with your best shot via the chat box. So we usually start with just a short geography lesson so you have an idea of where Clemson is. We're located in the top left corner of the state of South Carolina. This is an area we refer to as the upstate. Going to be about halfway between Charlotte and Atlanta. So both of those going to be about 2 hours away for the sake of travel. But our nearest large city is going to be Greenville, South Carolina. It's about 45 minutes up the road, small international airport there as well. So again, for travel, not a bad idea there, but pretty centrally located, all things considered. Now, this is a breakdown of this year's freshman class, just to kind of give you an idea of what you're getting ready to get yourself into from a competition standpoint. Left-hand side here got some pretty important numbers in it just in terms of academics. So you see there, over half of this year's freshman class ranked in the top 10% of their graduating high school class. And so let you know that those 3 years that we're looking at, through the end of junior year, pretty important stuff there. And then kind of at the bottom of that left-hand section, you see our test score ranges. We were test optional this year, haven't finalized a decision for next year. So those of you juniors that are looking ahead, would definitely recommend, if you can sit for an SAT or ACT, go ahead and do so. And those ranges there kind of give you a good idea of what you might want to shoot for. And then right-hand side of this slide, just kind of give you an idea of geographical diversity. Obviously, we've got a pretty good presence up and down the East Coast. And New Jersey, one of our top feeder states. We get more applications from the state of New Jersey than every other state except for South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. And we actually enrolled more students from the state of New Jersey last year than every state except South Carolina. So definitely a pretty good Northeast representation here on campus. As far as the application process, pretty straightforward. Going to start with the application itself. We give you 3 different options there. The direct to Clemson application. We're also on the Coalition and Common app. Doesn't matter which one you use, not going to affect the admissions decision or anything like that. So whatever is going to be best for you, going to be best for us. Application fee is $70. We do offer fee waivers. We accept all of those national fee waivers, SAT, ACT, College Board, things like that. So you can always reach out if you do have fee waiver questions, but certainly encourage you to exhaust some of those other options first. As you see there, our test optional policy again for this past year, kind of reminding you of that. Again, TBD on that for this year. So if you are able to take a test score, make sure you are getting that official copy sent to us. And then a copy of your transcript. That's going to be the other required elements. So the only 3 required elements we need are the application itself, test scores if applicable, and then your transcript. Test scores, transcript, all of that fun stuff isn't due until December 31st. Your application is going to be due December 1st for priority notification, which is a little bit different from early action or early decision. So if there are questions about that, if you need any kind of clarification, let me know. Now, this is a list of all of our majors. I'll spend just a little bit of time talking here on this slide. So you have a chance to read through and maybe see what you might be interested in. But I will tell you a more exhaustive version of this list can be found on our website, clemson.edu/degrees. The reason I say it's going to be more exhaustive list is because you're able to click on each of our majors and get the full breakdown of that program. So it's going to give you contact information, career destinations of recent graduates. It'll give you the curriculum of the major. And so you can get a really good idea of what life as a part of that program is going to be like. So like I said, definitely recommend checking that list out. Like I said, you can find it at clemson.edu/degrees. Then as far as student life, want to make sure we got you covered no matter who you are or what you're interested in. And with about 600 different student groups and organizations, I think we do a pretty good job of that. We do have Greek life. That's going to make up about 25% of the student body. I know a lot of larger Southern institutions have this reputation that if you're not Greek, you're not going to be cool. That's not true at Clemson. It's one of those things where if you want to do it, you can. If not, no big deal. In fact, I like to joke that I was never in a Greek organization, and to this day, I'm still the coolest person on this campus. So it is definitely possible to, again, get involved, meet people, and be active on campus without joining Greek life. But if it is your thing, a lot of really good opportunities there. As far as athletics, you might have heard of some of our 19 Division I varsity programs. They're not too bad at what they do. But as you can see there, Princeton Review ranks us in the top 5 in terms of intramural sport involvement. So this is a really great way, not only to get involved on campus and meet some people, but a really good way to stay in shape as well. And then finally, our outdoor surroundings, like I said, pretty centrally located. So we are going to be in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Campus also borders Lake Hartwell, which is pretty unique, having kind of that lake right next door. A lot of really good ways to take advantage of that as well, especially, you know, as we get into this time of year where the weather's a little bit more mild and it's a lot easier to get outside. A lot of really good opportunities for that, usually within no more than a half an hour, 45 minutes of campus. And then finally, just want to put some of these virtual resources on your radar so you can continue to reach out and connect with not only me, but with our office moving forward. So for starters, our virtual office hours, these are just drop in on Zoom every single day. I'm usually on from 11 to noon. So if you want to catch me there, feel free to jump in if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything. We are currently still not doing in-person tours, hoping to get those going sometime over the summer. So for now, the virtual daily tours are the best way to visit Clemson. Would definitely recommend signing up for those at clemson.edu/visit. And then finally, just some other virtual events that we'll be doing throughout the rest of the spring and fall, kind of like the one you're a part of right now. So just be on the lookout for Clemson because we'll be there. And I will put my contact information here in the chat in just a minute. I'll also be back for the Q&A at the end. I already see some activity in the chat, so hopefully that's good news. But I will go ahead and turn it back over and see if I can get some contact information and some questions answered. But thank y'all so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your presentation. Our final institution for this session is Coastal Carolina University.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. I'll go ahead and move that out of the way. So I'm Ben Rutherford. I'm with Coastal Carolina University. We're a medium-sized school located in beautiful Conway, South Carolina, which is actually right next to Myrtle Beach. So from campus to the beach itself on a good day, it's about 15-20 minutes and you're sitting in the sand. So many of our students will actually leave class and go hang out at the beach for a little bit of time. So like I said, we are a medium-sized school. We've got about 10,000 students who fall under our 5 different academic colleges with just over 90 programs to study. This is anything from marine science to musical theater to business to we even have an interdisciplinary studies program where you can pull different classes together and kind of create your own major with a specific goal in mind. When I was a student, that's what I did. I wanted to work on a college campus. So I pulled together psychology, sociology, communication, and education courses to make that happen. Now, we do have over 120 different clubs and organizations on campus, anything from Greek life to religious organizations to we have a radio station on campus. So if you want to try that out, you can absolutely do it. And because we're located near the beach, usually stays pretty sunny. So we had a group of students who created a hammock club where all they do is they set up hammocks, they hang out in the middle of campus, take naps, relax, and just kind of hang out throughout the day. We also have 19 different NCAA Division I athletics, anything from baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, beach volleyball, and plenty of other ones. Now, I'm going to keep saying this until they tell me to stop. In 2016, our baseball team did win the national championship, but not only that, they also had the highest GPA out of everybody kind of in the tournament. So we try to make sure our athletes are as good in the classroom as they are on the field as well. We also have club teams or intramural, depending on kind of what level you want to play or how much you want to play as well. Intramural dodgeball gets pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. Now here at Coastal, we do get just over 15,000 applications. We get at least one or more from everywhere on the map that you see is teal. We do get a little bit of everywhere, so we truly are hashtag Teal Nation. We get about 49% in-state, 49% out-of-state, and about 2% international. So we have a nice mix of students from all across the country and the world itself. Then we're looking for incoming students. There's a few different options that we have. We do have the traditional, if you were able to test, and test optional. So if you were able to take those tests, we are looking for about a 3.2 to about a 4.0 GPA, 19 to about a 24 on the ACT, or a 1020 to an 1150 on the SAT. Now we also super score with the ACT and SAT. So if you are able to take those multiple times, go ahead and send us all those scores. We'll put the best ones together to give you guys the best score possible. We do not require the essay on either of these tests, but we do have the essay option available kind of on the Common App, or you can send us one if you do it through our own application, and we'll include that into your file for review. For our test optional admission, at first glance, we're going to be looking for a 3.5 GPA and a rigorous college prep program. So that's college prep courses, AB, IB, dual enrollment, kind of any classes you have will always help out. We're also looking for letters of recommendation, essays, and any other additional information you'd like to send us about yourself. And we'll kind of keep reviewing as much as possible. Now, for students who are applying, we are rolling admission. December 1st is going to be our priority deadline for merit awards. We do have two different ways to apply, either through the Common App or directly through our own application at coastal.edu/apply. Because we are rolling admissions, we'd like to get that decision out to you guys as quickly as possible. So once we get everything from the application to transcript to test scores, if you choose to send them, it'll be about 3 weeks until you receive a decision from us, as long as we have everything we're looking for. Now, for our merit awards, our students are automatically considered for merit awards the moment they apply. There's not an extra application. You just kind of apply as normal and you're considered. This will cover anywhere from about 10% of tuition all the way up to about 60% of tuition. And there's a holistic review of you as a student. This can be your test scores, your classes that you take, essays, letters of recommendation, resume, anything you choose to send us, we'll use to review for merit awards. You can also keep these merit awards for up to 4 years here at Coastal. And for whatever reason, if tuition decides to change and you have that 45% of tuition, it'll rise to meet that new tuition. So it'll still remain 45%. So I went a little quick just to kind of get through so we can get to some nice Q&A. Again, my name was Ben Rutherford. My information's all right here. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to throw it in that chat while we're all kind of hanging out. Thanks, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for giving us those great presentations. Definitely keep that Q&A coming while we still have a few more minutes. If we want to bring all of our panelists back, we'll do a very quick Q&A just to give you guys a little bit more information about their favorite things on campus, and that's going to be favorite event or tradition on campus. And we'll start with Full Sail.
I think my favorite event / tradition is definitely our Hall of Fame event. We don't have your traditional football team. So our homecoming week is the Hall of Fame event, and we stop classes for a week and invite industry professionals to come give lectures and workshops to our current students, and the students can pick whoever they want to talk to. We also have games and photo opportunities and award ceremonies and things like that. So it's really cool to see it all come together.
University of Maine.
I would say my favorite event at UMaine is something called Maine Day. It's actually coming up at the end of next month. It happens towards the very end of our semester here. It's always on a Wednesday. Students love it, partially because they get the day off of classes, which is great. But the day is made for, having a big parade, a celebration of our students to celebrate the end of the academic year. But also we do a bunch of fun events. There's something called Ooze Ball, which is basically playing like volleyball in the mud, which is always pretty fun, but they do a bunch of service events. And usually we have a big concert that's free for our students. We've had people like Chelsea Cutler, the Chainsmokers, pretty high level artists there, which is cool, and again, free for the students. So there's kind of something for everyone that day, and it's always a highlight of the students' year.
Christopher Newport.
So my favorite, a typical favorite, is a two-part thing. So when our freshmen first start, they move in a week early. And during that week, over the course of typically 3 evenings, our university president, who lives about a half mile down the road, invites all of the freshmen over to his house for a dessert reception. Also, all of the departments of all the academic programs are there. So it's a great way to start to meet some people. The peanut butter pie is fantastic. Just saying, the desserts are great. So it's a great way to start off freshman year, and then to cap it off during senior week. So the week before graduation, the president invites the seniors over for a champagne toast to kind of cap off the end of their 4 years here. So you get something to start with and something at the end.
Clarkson.
I would say, thinking about my favorite tradition, hockey for us is huge. I think that I failed to mention we have 20 different teams here at Clarkson. Most of them are Division III, 18 are, and then 2 are our D1 men's and women's ice hockey teams. And with that being said, it really ties into our big event every year, which is called KOGO. A lot of acronyms here as well. So it's called Cold Out, Gold Out. And during that 3-day weekend, they will organize an alumni hockey game outside. So we'll build an ice rink outdoors. Lots of hot chocolate, great music, a lot of games. So it's really just a fun event for everybody to come together. Our entire alumni family are invited, parents, students. So it's really a great time for everybody.
Clemson.
I got a two-way tie. So for starters, our ring ceremony. Clemson's pretty big on the class ring around here. In fact, we give out more class rings than pretty much every other institution except for Texas A&M, and they're almost 3 times the size of us in terms of enrollment. So that's something to look forward to, usually around the fall of your senior year, maybe spring of junior year. A lot of history, a lot of tradition behind our class ring, so a lot of people consider that ceremony to be a little bit more meaningful than even graduation. And then personally, I really like homecoming week. Obviously, football is kind of a big deal around here, so the week leading up to our homecoming game is a really fun time. We have a lot of different student groups and organizations who will set up kind of on our main green area on campus, and they'll put together some floats out of chicken wire and tissue paper. And that's always really fun to see those kind of be constructed throughout the week, and then, walk right down the middle and see at the end of the week, when those are completed, just how extravagant they can be. So homecoming for me is basically Christmas, but the ring ceremony is pretty important too.
And Coastal.
Perfect. So mine is probably going to be Cino Day, or CINO. And basically what that is right in the spring, kind of the week before finals. We decided that, everyone is a little stressed, so we're going to have basically a mini carnival right in the middle of campus. Usually professors and teachers will let students out of class early to go enjoy this. One year it was kind of Mardi Gras themed, so there was funnel cakes and a bunch of cool stuff kind of going around, and a bunch of free stuff as well. So it's a nice time to kind of relax right before really hitting the books for finals. Plus the weather's usually pretty nice down here. So students are able to relax and enjoy it a little bit. Also, I forgot to mention we are doing in-person tours. I saw a couple questions through, jump in.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can give us. This is also just one of many sessions happening this evening, so be sure to sign up for additional ones as well. And this session's recording will be available in a week at the same site where you registered. Again, thank you and have a great evening.